We are the Fashion Daddies.
Okay, Fashion Daddy Nick. Figure skating season continues.
We're back.
We're back. It trods along.
Yeah, ice styling. We are ice styling. We thought we were going to be done with the U.S. figure skating, with recapping the U.S. figure skating championships, but oh no, there's more.
There's more. Not more U.S. figure skating championships, but the European championships. Yes.
Yes, we've got several things to discuss on this edition of our lovely Fashion Daddies Ice Style podcast. And that, ladies and gentlemen, includes a first ever Oscar de la Renta.
Yes.
Collaboration.
Yeah.
Right? And the Europeans, like you said.
Yes. Yes. But let's start with that, because that was from Deanna Stellato, who now is Deanna Stellato, not Deanna Stellato Dudek.
Okay.
She dropped the Dudek.
Got it. What is it? Oh, the hyphen.
The hyphen. She dropped the hyphen.
She dropped it. Do we know why?
I was trying to see if I could find the reason. She divorced a few years ago, I think. But finally maybe made it official. I don't know. Got the paperwork. I think it was also because of the Olympics, and she just wanted it to be her maiden name.
Got it.
So she was.
Oh, so that is. It's not. I thought like her whole real name was Stellato Dudek. That is.
No.
So you're not going to drop Paul
Varios,
right?
Well, I already have, because I don't go by Varios. So,
okay. But see, I'm part Greek, part Latino. We always add everybody else's last name.
Yeah.
It's not hyphenated, but we always, like my name. Can I say it?
Sure.
My full name?
Yes, please.
It's something along the line of Nikos Dimitrios Veriopoulos de la Iglesia Arias.
Nice.
I know. It's a lot.
Yeah. Well, and then in my family, we all go by middle names, which I don't know what that means.
Okay.
I don't know.
We can Google it.
But Deanna Stellato and her costume.
But back to her. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, a collaboration. So this is a new rule that was just initiated for this Olympics, in that you can have a brand partnership. And you could never do that before, which I didn't know.
A new rule for Skate Canada?
No, for the Olympics.
For anybody?
Yeah, for anybody.
So you could be like representing Malta.
Yeah.
And you could do that.
You can have a deal with a brand.
And you couldn't before.
No.
Because it's the Olympics, and we want everything clean, and we want everything whatever. Okay.
And it was always thought of as amateur athletes, I think, also. And none of them are very amateur anymore. Some of them,
not in the basketball.
No.
The football.
Maybe some from Malta or other countries might not be as well known.
Right.
But and the interesting thing about the partnership with Deanna Stellato is that early last year, when she was preparing for the season, she went on the internet, sat down at her little laptop, probably.
Don't tell me this is how it came about.
Yeah.
No. And wait, so I'm gonna let you finish.
Yes.
Go.
And went to LinkedIn, found the CEO's LinkedIn page for Oscar de la Renta, and said, "Would you like to do my dresses for the Olympics?"
Do you see my face? Let's focus on my face right now. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. And so again, probably if you were to do 1,000 emails like that, you would really be lucky if one person answered you. And she did one, and they answered her. So it shows you that, persistence and just going after what you want can pay off. So, of course, they had to, I'm sure, they didn't just answer her and say sure. It went to a whole team.
Right.
They probably, I'm making this part up, but I would think they might not have even known who she was.
So they had to look her up.
They looked her up.
Well, I'm sure when she reached out, she said, I am Deanna Stellato Dudek. Will not be Deanna Stellato Dudek for a while now, in the future. But I am probably the top pairs figure skater for the whole entire country of Canada. Would you like to...
And she was a world titleist.
And all that, right?
Yes.
So because, when you're that, you still got to drop you got to tell them who I is.
I'm sure she understands that the best part of her story is how she is still a figure skater in her 40s. And
the longevity.
Yes. And how it fits within the market of Oscar de la Renta.
Yes.
And they probably got all the team together, had a nice big meeting about it, and decided, this is a perfect fit.
She's a quote-unquote mature woman, and we want to represent as a brand that pays homage, tributes to mature women doing their thing. And boy, oh boy, is Deanna Stellato not Dudek anymore. Like
she doing her thing.
I've seen some 19-year-old women that she got a better body.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
So on to the costumes they designed, because it is the first time, which is not a surprise to anybody, in their 60-year history that they designed a costume for figure skating, or probably, I don't know, a costume for any sport. I would think.
Right.
And they were beautiful.
Yeah, they were beautiful. Now let's go back. Oscar de la Renta, like Daddy David says, 60-year-old history. I, as a half Latino young designer, Oscar de la Renta was one of my gods.
Yes.
Along with Saint Laurent and Hubert de Givenchy, et cetera, et cetera. But, Oscar de la Renta being Latino from the Dominican Republic, I just thought in his exuberance, his Latin flair, he never met a ruffle he didn't like.
No.
For sure. So, anyway, so he was the designer, that's what it's named up, but now the brand has been designed by the pair of Laura Kim and Fernando Garcia, because Mr. de la Renta passed away in 2014. I remember listening to, we were listening because we love it, we follow it. What's
the run through?
The run through with Adam Rippon and Ashley Wagner, and they were asking,
and not the real Syracuse.
And not the real. And at one point, I think Adam was like, "Can we get Oscar on the phone? Can we get Oscar on the phone?" Adam, I'm sure somebody has let you know. Oscar is in a resort in the heaven of Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic. He is not.
He has passed away.
He's no longer with
Nick's
us.
Trying to
Correct.
say. Yes. So obviously he himself did not design these dresses.
Right.
But Fernando Garcia did.
And Laura Kim. Yeah.
Yes. This took them quite a while.
Right. This doesn't, something like this doesn't just happen.
No.
Yeah.
And again, we can get further into this, but I guess I'll just tell you now. They are claiming that the two dresses combined were somewhere between $50,000 and $100,000.
Who's they?
Oscar de la Renta team.
Oh, they actually are claiming that. Okay, because I read on the. By the way, it's both for the short program and the free skate.
Right.
For Deanna, and I had read on Reddit, on the Reddits, that somebody estimated that it was that, and I just thought it was the people saying that.
No,
but it's actually the corporate, the company, because
if you think about it, it's custom couture. They're one of the kind. basically evening pieces, even though they're not gowns to the floor.
Yeah.
If they were to do these gowns for an actress for the red carpet and custom and fly the team out there and do the fitting and do everything, I'm sure they're adding all those costs in. The hand beating.
So can I ask you that? Do you think that they're padding that price in there?
The price.
I'm just asking. Inquiring minds want to know.
I don't know. Maybe
$100,000.
I know. Maybe
dollars
to seem. I think that they're adding all sorts of costs. Meaning, a special team was assigned to do this. Everybody's salary. I'm sure. These are high salaries between the designer, the hand beaters. All the different things.
Listen, I appreciate a custom couture.
Yes. And it's expensive.
Yes.
It's expensive.
Right. Because people don't get it.
But
people don't get it. Let's not personalize this, but how many times have we got quote unquote clients who are like, oh, can you make me a gown? And we tell them a price and they're like, oh, I never. And I'm like, bye-bye.
Yeah.
If you got to argue, if you got to doubt it, bye-bye. So, we got to break everything down like you just tried to break down. And that's embarrassing.
But think about this. Because we'll be quite honest about pricing with us. If we are two people, a team of two, that's it. It's just Nick and I. Oh, and a seamstress. A team of 3 people. And we truly do honest breakdown, and it's $10,000. When you're putting a full corporation behind that, they could be adding advertising, they could be adding marketing, they could be adding all sorts of costs.
Right.
50,000.
I know that a true haute couture gown from Elie Saab, I mean, name the brand, is estimated in $100,000, and we'll probably put an image up of an example of what we know, a haute couture gown that costs $100,000 if you were to order it, and that includes 3-4 muslin fittings, includes this, includes that, includes all of that. The seamstress is flying to Dubai to meet with you, all of that. That I get. I don't know that two custom gorgeous Oscar de la Renta, sequined figure skating costumes can add up to 100. Maybe each 20,000 to 25.
Yeah, well, I think
that's what I would say.
They meant combining the two dresses. But so I counter your argument.
Oh, okay. Okay, go counter
and
this has now become a
podcast about cost of
sorry
gowns.
We really will. We will go on
into figure skating.
But
what you just listed as an Elie Saab couture gown where you're flying to Dubai for the fittings. They did the same thing probably with Deanna. They flew. Of course, this isn't from New York to Dubai. This is New York to wherever she
Toronto.
trains. Wherever she trains in Canada. And, so they're putting in those expenses. They're putting in the fitting. And it's just, an Elie Saab gown is like 50 yards of fabric.
Yeah.
And these are tiny. She's a tiny little person.
And when, they give you, when you order an haute couture gown, they actually tell you, and I don't know why my voice is getting all like this, they give you the hours that are spent on that dress. There's always in the notes of the fashion show, it says this dress took 1,107 hours. So it's like and I can see that when it's a full on haute couture ball gown. I just don't, I know that this takes hours. I know for a fact. I know. But, not haute couture gown level hours, perhaps.
Well, let's request the hours.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's email the CEO.
I think that's enough. I think that's enough. Let's just talk about that. They are beautiful. Let's just go on to it. Let's just talk about them. Okay, so let's start with the short.
Yes,
let's start with the short.
Good place to start.
Yes. So this new costume done by the House of De La Renta is just gorgeous. It's for the short program to Carmina Burana. It's gold, and I would say, there's nude backing to it, but it's got this high neck. It's like a halter style with little tiny cap sleeves and a mock neck, which we know that she loves.
Yeah.
She loves that high neck. And it's got this gorgeous sequin treatment that almost look like seashells. It's like a seashell pattern sequins. And so I wanted to do some investigating because I wanted to where does this come from? And so I actually went to the Oscar de la Renta website and I looked up their spring 2026, their latest collection.
Okay.
And I scrolled and I scrolled and I scrolled and bam! There it was.
There it was.
Look number 56. So it was inspired directly, the sequin treatment was inspired directly from look number 56 from the spring 2026 Oscar de la Renta. As you can see right there, there's the gown, there's the dress, a strapless dress. Now here we go. We're going back to the pricing. Now there's no pricing on this, but I also looked up comparable Oscar de la Renta dresses. This probably, if and when they do sell it at Saks or Neiman, probably about $15,000.
Okay, so much less.
Yes,
But not
for a
custom.
gown, but it's not
Yeah,
custom.
yeah.
Correct. But it's got that same kind of seashell treatment, which I loved. I thought this was great, and it was a complete 190 to what she wore before. I don't want to say the old costume, the previous costume, the one that they had been wearing for Carmina Burana, which is much more, it was like red and blue and black, and it had that sort of Firebird effect to it that went with the Carmina Burana music. He was like a warrior with the big epaulets and the whole 9 yards, so it kind of combined together more. This was more of she was a queen.
Yeah.
She was a golden queen in this.
It was beautiful. The teardrops were made from bugle beads. So that I haven't seen it in movement, but I would assume there's a little bit of movement to the teardrop.
Yeah.
But also, it's very interesting. I would love to know how she feels in it. I mean, honestly, I don't know that she would say otherwise, but you rarely see a skating dress with this much beading on it, because it truly is almost identical to the evening gown they made for the collection.
Right.
And these costumes need so much stretch and movement.
I put my iPad down because I was going to show, you can't, even if it's a stretch sequined on an illusion, but if, like you said, it's completely covered in it.
Yeah.
No, you're going to still, and she's got to do more than this.
And then think of her partner and lifting her and pressing his hands against all those bugle beads. I mean, that cannot be comfortable.
That's true.
There's a lot of lifting and moving and positions, and how is he not catching his fingers in between the bugle beads? I don't know. I mean, it's stunning, but I sometimes really question these designers who understand evening wear but don't understand the need for the sport and the need for the costume.
There's probably, while you were talking, I was thinking there's probably a reason now why in figure skating costumes you don't see full on or that many of completely sequined torsos, bodices. There is a combination where there definitely has to be some stretch. There's some illusion there, like a mixture of both, but not just that.
Right. And maybe that's part of why it costs so much. Maybe there's some modern technology.
There's something
in there. And maybe all these beads, that it's strung in a way that the beads can stretch. But she certainly looked gorgeous.
Yeah.
Now, again, from the design perspective, I don't particularly feel like it's the best color on her. It is very evening gown, Oscar de la Renta,
Right,
almost,
right.
tone on tone.
Yes.
The gold similar to her skin. You see it a lot. But again, when you're skating to the nosebleed seats, when you're skating to a huge Olympic audience,
Right.
this isn't going to stand out
No.
as much as it does when you're looking at the close-ups and the pictures
Right.
and how beautiful it
Yeah,
looks
yeah,
when
yeah.
you can zoom in
Totally.
on how pretty the dress is. So it's beautiful as a skating costume. I'm not sure. I like it much more as an evening gown.
Okay. All right.
My opinion.
I would say that my suggestion, because of what you just said, to probably change the color, because I think you're
Right.
right. I think she just it makes her look a little washed out.
Yeah.
On top of the fact that you probably can't see her in the nosebleed seats, and so I would probably say change the color.
Yeah. Yes.
Let's just say that. And on top of it, let's not leave Maxime Deschamps back, because he basically wore the same costume, and because he didn't reach out to Oscar de la Renta.
No.
On LinkedIn, but they did take away some of the big epaulets. He only has one on his shoulder, which I think was a good idea.
There were multiple
They were
epaulets?
huge. There were 2 huge epaulets. Now there's only one.
Got it.
If you look at it, and a smaller one. Before it was like 2 huge shoulder pad epaulets.
Yes. Okay.
And so
I
it's
see.
a little more elegant, more delicate.
Much more toned down.
And the gold in the strap kind of harks back to her gold. Okay, I think that's enough. We've discussed it enough. Let's just talk about now her free skate costume.
Which
Daddy
is
David.
a fantastic color.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, beautiful deep red.
Yeah.
And this is also out of bugle beads completely. It's a one-shoulder costume with a combination of bugle beads that were heavier and darker up top, and also showcased a delicate rose pattern on the bodice. The beads trailed down her legs, revealing a delicate chiffon skirt. The look also featured a neckband with a sequined rose applique at the top of the neck. Thoughts?
It's pretty stunning. It's got the rose pattern peeking through these bugle beads, and then there's like layers upon layers. It's almost got a 3D effect, especially towards the top, which I really love. Once again, I don't know how that feels when Maxime is touching her, but it is a beautiful costume. The one shoulder, and again, the neckband. What I really found interesting, again, the same length of skirt, just a basic little skirt. It really showcases her arms, her fabulous toned arms, her body, is that I pointed this out to you, that the bodice itself, it has a center front seam, and now we're going to get technical here, and there are side bust darts. You rarely, if ever, ever see that. I don't do many figure skating costumes, because I just don't. It's scary to get into it. To get into that. Leave that for the Lisa McKinnons of the world. But I know that you don't really necessarily, because that means that there must be some non-stretchy stuff, bodice stuff happening under there that needed for them to add these side bust darts to it.
So tell the children why you would not need a dart in a stretch garment.
Because of the stretch.
Yes.
Because of the stretch.
Basically, a woven fabric, when you go to shape a shaped area like a bust.
Right. Even little busts.
And a waist.
Like figure skating women's little busts.
That you have to put in a dart to create that shape.
Right.
And with stretch, there's so much spandex and give and nylon, whatever, is in the stretch fabric that you can just pull until it stretches over.
Right. You can do that. And you can manipulate it also. You can transfer that dart into a gather, into a pleat, because you just don't want to see that.
Right.
I mean, even I know that. Like, that you don't want to see like a side bust dart on a figure skating costume. It doesn't, Again, it looks to me as if there's probably, like an inner corset, bodice in there, creating this shape and fit. Once again, I don't know how she moving in it.
I know.
But she is. Again, I'm sure we are boring our listeners to tears, but we like to try and, we do this podcast and we like to try to give you some education and give you some background, to tell our audience what, just go a little bit, go a little bit deeper than just the outer layers of the fashion.
Yeah. My hope is that they are comfortable.
Okay.
And that they are not hindering her skating.
Yeah. Okay.
And that she's not just going to wear them because this is such... I mean, she might be locked into wearing it at this point. If it's a brand partnership, she probably signed some form of contract. But yikes. If that now that we're talking through this, what a risk.
Well, I mean, you hope that she's gone through, that she has she's road tested these costumes, not just at the Canadian Nationals. Like, that wasn't, like, I hope.
No, that was her first time. Well, I don't know. So that's a very good point. Because this took so long and she truly didn't wear it until the Canadian Nationals, which is 2026, and she will next wear them at the Olympics. Maybe they were testing it. She received a version and it wasn't working, and they had to send it back. So that's why she had to wait so long to actually wear these costumes. So maybe at this point they are comfortable and they do stretch and they do fit.
Let's hope it is.
They're
great. They're great.
They are great, and it's exciting to have such a big name in fashion agree to do.
We've had the Vera Wangs, of course.
Vera Wang, of course, because
anybody else like high end.
Oh yes, I'm sorry, Cavalli for Carolina.
Oh, that's right, for Carolina Kostner.
Yes,
and we did. Again, as fashion designers, we do find it exciting when all of a sudden there's we see that, a high end brand is collaborating with figure skating costumes. To create them. So it gives a little bit of a fashion edge. But we also understand people saying, those high fashion folk, they don't know.
They don't know. To be honest, most of the time they probably don't.
I know. But it's nice to see.
Yes.
I can't wait. I want to see like Gucci. Valentino, may he rest in peace.
Yes.
Designing figure skating costumes. For the Milano Olympics. Hello.
All right. Well, on to the European Championships.
Let's go.
And we wanted to highlight a few who we haven't talked about before, but we're going to start out with somebody who we have talked about before, who changed their costume. And I feel we both agree that this was not for the better, and I don't know why.
I just did the thumbs down sign.
Alexander Selevko of Estonia and
Estonia. You just created a new country. God bless you.
Alexander Selevko.
It's the masculine version of Estonia?
From Estonia.
I know. I was like, wait, Daddy David, I don't think that's the costume that he wore, that he's been wearing. And I had to look at it, and yes, I was right. So it's this free skate costume. He changed it. And the old one, we kind of loved. And it was like, had multicolors, tie-dye, and had this gorgeous gold draping. And all of a sudden, I guess he just decided that just wasn't working, or he didn't like, because the new one is much simpler. It's red. It's got a fluttery top with just black pants. That's it. And the only kind of detail that you see on it is on the top. It's got like a double layer, and the second layer, the outer layer, is fluttery. It's almost like loose, while the inner layer stays tucked in. So you see sort of this fluttery overlayer of the same red fabric floating about, which does add an interesting detail as he skates, but it did not match the visual interest and excitement of the previous costume. So I just thought it was boring. I'll just be flat out honest with it, and I don't understand why he went. Maybe somebody told him. Sometimes here's what happened. We found out that the judges, they be telling them, the skaters, the coaches, and like we have notes And it could have been like, you know what, your costume is too busy. Even though Daddy David and Daddy Nick thought it was cute, because this is such an extreme.
Yeah, I mean, this looks close to a practice costume. I mean,
ouch.
The red, obviously.
Is that a dig?
Yeah, I mean, it just was not interesting or exciting. I get the modernity of it. The one accent, the sort of overlay of the shirt. I get that.
Wow.
But the other one at least was exciting and something and different.
Yeah.
And this just wasn't.
And I don't think it was too busy. We've seen busy costumes.
No.
This wasn't that.
Yeah, especially for a European skater.
Speaking of busy costumes,
yes,
may I introduce you to Nina Petrokina of Estonia?
Yes, it is the essence of a Euro figure skating costume.
Yeah.
And when I explain or sort of describe, I should say, what it is, you'll understand what I'm saying.
Now, try to take a breath, okay? Ready? Go.
This costume was done in gradations of deep red with ombre shading, and it had many, many elements. It was composed of red panels that went across the bust and down one sleeve. Then there was pleated nude illusion across the chest that was painted with red brushstrokes. And if that wasn't enough, it had green beading along the neckline and down the top of the sleeve, and was all finished off with an uneven handkerchief hem, which was also ombre dyed.
That was good. You didn't even take a breath.
And I didn't even talk about the red gloves.
They were gloves, of course.
And how one arm is also ombre dyed.
You really do have to Google Nina Petrokina and take a look. It's a busy costume. It's busy. And, you know, she skated to a tango medley, so of course it has to be red. But this was all shades of red. There were about 6, 7 different shades of red. And then there was the sequin. And then there was the gloves. And then there was the pleated. But do you want to tell what we think?
I think we think the same thing. Shockingly, I think it actually worked. I don't know how. I really don't know how it worked.
Yeah.
But it did.
Yeah.
It was balanced. The color was beautiful. It was striking against her pale skin.
Yeah.
So many times. I say this, again, here, bringing it back to the Fashion Daddies. I say this about you all the time. You can carry off clothing.
I'm right here, by the way. Is it something I want to hear?
I will look at clothing in your closet and think, oh, I want to try that. And I look ridiculous. And it works on you. So some people can carry off things that other people would look ridiculous in. Mm-hmm. And she can carry this off.
Yeah. It works. I know, surprisingly, after going on and on and on about it. Yeah. So let's just continue the theme.
Yeah.
Because to her free skate, by the way, she won the gold.
Yes.
She won the gold for the European Championships women's skate. And she skated to Dune in her free skate. And once again, I love this one. This costume, I just thought it was so beautiful in all its and it's over detailed.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I don't know who the designer was, what company, but you know, kudos to over designing and over detailing it and making it work
for both of them.
For both,
they're clearly both very similar in style. So it's the same designer.
It's the same company.
Yeah.
Just all this different kind of beadwork. It was copper colored, by the way, copper colored costume with different colored rhinestones in copper and gold, as well as jeweled sequins. Really, definitely, you could see that it was suggesting the much sought after the spices found on Arrakis, you know, in the film Dune. And then there were shots of aqua blue draped across her body, which I immediately I knew, because I'm a big fan of Dune, that I saw that was being inspired by the blue liquid, the water of life from Dune, also from the film. You know, the characters' eyes, you know how they turn blue. blue. I loved it. You know, I just kept looking at it as she's skating, and I saw the blue, and I saw the copper of the spices. The sequins look like spices found on the sand.
Yeah.
So I just think that they did a marvelous job, on top of the fact that there were so many great Easter eggs, quote unquote, for fans of Dune like myself.
Yeah, this again was a very busy costume. There was a lot of elements. I think that what I'm realizing when I'm looking at both of these costumes is this designer understands color. They choose shades of these color that really pop. The turquoise blue that they chose, this chiffon, is such a gorgeous color, and when it's paired with this copper and brown, it's stunning.
Yeah.
So I think that there was a lot of thought that went into the colors, and looking back at the short program, the reds chosen, they're not typical reds.
No, it's more like in Spanish we say frambuesa. It's kind of strawberry.
Yeah.
It's like a strawberry red.
Very skilled at combining these elements and making them look fantastic, and unexpectedly so. So, kudos.
Bravo.
Yeah. Okay, so next up we have pears.
Ooh.
And we have a Russian, Georgian.
Excuse me.
I did that on purpose.
They represent Georgia, but they from Russia, y'all.
Okay.
Not a shocker. Do you want me to pronounce her
Yes,
names? I knew it. I could just feel you. I could feel Daddy David. You were like, I'm waiting because I'm not going to do it. Anastasia Metelkina and Luka Berulava of Russia. Georgia. They won the gold.
Yeah.
And yes, they're both from Russia, and they train in Russia, but they've been skating for Georgia since 2020. We've explained in past podcasts what's happening.
I think
what's going
everybody
on.
knows.
But I think everybody, if you're a figure skating, you know what's going on. So
let me tell you what she was wearing
for their show program.
The short program to Bolero, obviously.
We all know Bolero.
Iconic music in figure skating. And Anastasia, or Anastasia, however you'd like to say it, wore a red jumpsuit with black chiffon and crystal details that tried to give a very Sevilla, España look to it.
Yes.
The shoulders had a fan mantilla-like effect, and there was a beautiful scroll detailing at the front and back waistline. The back was actually just exquisite.
Yes, it
was an open back with scroll patterns. She had these very dramatic curls at the front of her very dramatic hair, and she darkened her hair for the short program because she felt that a brunette has to skate to this.
Of course,
this is not for a blonde,
because she's more blonde Russian than a dark Spanish look.
And were these Spanish? I don't know. They were very, very Eastern European interpretation.
Weren't they though?
Yes.
That's what I kept thinking. I noticed like you said, the mantilla, the fan. I was like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
But the whole time I was watching, I'm like, this is straight up Bolshoi ballet.
Yeah.
Like if the Bolshoi ballet wanted to do the Spanish dance for the Nutcracker, they would have done that.
Yeah.
Like, to me, but I give them a couple points for being cute.
Yeah. And Luca was all in black, and it was fine. It had nude, sort of black illusion side panels and beating at the shoulders, but he had this horrible illusion panel right at the neckline.
Like right here, yeah.
That did not match his skin color at all. Now, he has a very hairy chest.
And we say that with love because we're both part of the hairy chest contingency.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I get that they wanted to have some deepness to his top. but they weren't going to expose his hairy chest, and I guess he wasn't going to shave it. I don't know. So they put this illusion, but I don't understand why the illusion
It's bad.
is so bad.
It's bad. It's like if you really did not go to the Ulta beauty counter and have a specialist match your skin color. They were off, and they really do not like you because they give you the wrong skin color. Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, I'd rather he do like what Gaultier did, like actually like hand paint body hair.
Yes.
Like hand paint chest hair.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be like, I'd be like, okay, do that, Luca. Hand paint some body hair.
Oh my God.
Why does he even need that panel there? Why can't he just give you a slightly low open V-neck? Because we're going to see hair?
Yeah, you don't see.
Oh, no.
You don't see chest hair in men's figure skating.
That doesn't mean it's against the Olympic rules.
No, but if you're pleasing the judges, they don't like.
What if there are judges that like seeing chest hair?
Well, clearly, it's not something that is acceptable.
All right, moving on. Let's talk about then the free skate costumes.
Okay.
And these were blue, while the short ones were, bolero, Spanish red, and black. These were blue, aquamarine. And I liked it. I liked her costume, Anastasia's costume. It had like an asymmetrical torso design across the bust. It was interesting. It was kind of a classic figure skating look with a one sleeve, nude illusion blended in there, finished with an asymmetrical skirt. It was sexy. I loved it. His top, he matched her. So there was the matchy, which I liked, and then black pants, but...
Yeah.
Once again, Daddy David, what happened?
The nude illusion. Same.
You.
I mean, it was almost like a copy paste.
Yeah. Same company, same thing.
Her dress was really beautiful.
Yeah.
It reminded me of Luna Hendrix's dress, and hers was in a very similar crisscross top.
Right.
Hers is a lot sexier.
Yeah.
Because she is a lot sexier.
Yeah.
And her color was very modern in its nude tones. But this was beautiful. I don't think it's going to win any awards.
Costume awards?
I don't think the ISU is really going to put these up for costumes of the year.
We wanted to talk about them because we haven't talked about them.
Yeah.
Really, because we've really talked about a lot of the other pairs.
Speaking of that, a pair that hadn't been doing well but did exceptionally well in ice dance is Charlene Guinard and Marco Fabri.
What a segue.
Yeah, segue right into it. I was so happy that they skated.
Can we give
so
them a moment? We absolutely love, and I know we're not the only ones. We love them. The fans, figure skating fans, they love, because they've been at this for 47 years. Literally. And you are you want them.
You're rooting.
You're rooting for, that's the word. You're rooting for them, especially because we are going to Milan, which is located in what country?
Italia.
And they are from Italia.
Yeah.
But they had not been having a good season.
Well, we aren't going to Milan.
No.
But our friend Johnny, who I'm very jealous, is going, and he has tickets to the free dance finals. And there are so many good teams, and you want them all to medal, but they all won't. But I was just happy to see that they put themselves back on the map, back in rotation with the other top teams.
Yes. We're still here.
Yeah.
We're still here.
And the skate was undeniable. So let me tell you, this is the free skate, and we're going to talk about the free skate costumes. And they skated their free dance to the soundtrack from Diamante. So Diamante is an amazing Italian film. It's about the complex lives, resilience, and unbreakable bonds of 18 women working in a costume shop in Rome. Yes.
Like in modern times, or?
In the 1970s.
Oh, thank you.
In the 1970s. The trailer focuses on this gorgeous, gorgeous red costume that the women are making for an actress. But interestingly, that is not what the Charlene focused on her dress.
No, she's not wearing red.
But I felt, and maybe this is true or maybe it's not, that when I was watching the trailer, the women in the costume shop, they were wearing mainly blue.
Oh.
So I think she's meant to portray them as opposed to the actress wearing the red dress. Right. The poster is, of course, of red. Okay. Everything's red in the poster. So your first instinct is, oh, she's going to be wearing red. Right. But she did not.
No.
So what Charlene wore was a very pale blue sleeveless dress with a halter neckline and open back. But the highlight of this dress was the blue ombre dyeing effect that was on the right side of the dress and fanned out across her chest. Mm-hmm. It was also covered in beautiful beadwork, that ombre dye on the side, and it was finished off with a matching beaded wristlet. Mm-hmm. So it was really beautiful. Marco was wearing a matching deep blue flowy shirt with a crisscross top that created a very deep V, and it was finished off with beading at the shoulders and, of course, those classic black men's pants. Actually, they weren't black. They were very, very, very dark blue.
Yeah.
So that was nice. You know?
I thought they looked beautiful.
Yeah.
I did love the dress that she's wearing, this halter sleeveless dress. I do love the ombreing and how it spreads from the side of her body onto the rest of her torso. It bleeds. The blue in different shades of aquamarine and navy and indigo sort of bleed. And then you see the bleeding, almost like rivers that are going across her body in the rhinestones. They were so delicate that they were so effective. To me, it was perfect, especially to the music, because the music starts out, I think, without any lyrics, and so you think of it as like a classical song.
Yeah.
But obviously, if you know, you know. But then all of a sudden, when the Italian lyrics come on, I was shook. I was shook. It just, and thinking about how that's gonna play in Milano, Italia.
Yeah.
Oh no, mamma mia. This is if they do what they did at the Europeans and they do it again and they reprise this in Milano Cortina.
I mean, that is their signature.
It is.
That is their specialty. The drama.
Drawing the passion
and the drama from an Italian piece of music. Because it's in their blood. Well, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see them. I'm excited to see all the other ice dance teams.
It's going to be a great, like you said, we watched the Europeans and the ice dance that night was incredible. The ice dance finals are going to be, if they all live up to what they, it's going to be epic.
Epic. And it's so exciting that is the event that we're most excited about. And my theory, you want to hear my theory?
Yeah, I do.
Well, not to go on and change it away from from costumes, but my theory is that individual skating, men's, women's, and pairs, is focused so much on the jumps, and there's so much technical talk and the ability to do these technical elements that the artistry, as many people have complained about in figure skating, has gone a lot by the wayside. And you don't.
Where has the artistry landed?
In ice dance. And so we crave it as fans, and we are getting it tenfold in ice dance because these teams are so talented, and I feel that the sport is in its own way elevating, and yes, it's incredibly hard technically, but it's always rooted in dance.
I have to say that you keep saying the fans. I think because there's going to be a lot of non-fans that are going to tune in because it's the Olympics.
Yes.
And so those non-fans, I have to say, they're probably more excited. I think that I will make a statement.
Yeah.
I think non-fans also get just as excited seeing the artistry.
Yeah.
Probably more than the jumps.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of us skaters think, oh my God, quads after quad after quad after quad. But it's when you see the artistry of the dance that is what gets your heart a skipping.
Yeah.
It's not the quads. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ilya. That's what gets you, you know.
Yeah, and I would even guess that many non-fans and viewers just of the Olympics might even have a hard time telling the difference between pairs and ice dance because of the couples.
Yeah.
And so it probably all blends together for them. Yeah. And they just really enjoy that element. So.
I think it's great. I recently saw an interview with Denis Vasilyevs, who made a great point. I have to say he's just frustrated. Yeah. Speaking of, saying that skaters, especially male skaters, they're like horses, like show horses, where it's all about just the jumping, and so the artistry is lost on it. And so he said he feels like a show horse trying to just get to the jumps, and that's not what makes you skip a beat, a heartbeat. It's the artistry that really does. Yeah. So okay, we've gotten off on a tangent.
I know,
but that's why it's going to be great to watch.
Yes,
ice dance,
and the costumes add to all of that.
Yes,
I think. And help with the artistry, right? And help people stay connected to the sport through the artistry of the costumes and the beauty of it all. So, and that's what we're here for, to talk about. And we're gonna do it. We're gonna do the Olympics.
Okay.
Maybe 4 continents. I don't know. We'll decide. We'll see. We'll see who ends up showing up. Flying all the way to China, because
didn't Jason Brown say he's not going.
He's not going,
and there's several others probably.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
I know.
After all you've been through.
Yeah.
These will be the skaters that didn't make the Olympic team, and then you're going to get on a plane and go all the way to China.
Why they do that?
No. The Japanese skaters that didn't make the team, I hope some of them go.
Oh, because they're a top.
Yeah, that'll be nice. Yeah. So maybe we will have something.
The third and fourth and fifth and sixth runners up of Japan are could win
the Olympics.
Yeah.
So
we'll definitely. Maybe they need to go to Georgia.
Yeah.
And skate for Georgia. Okay, on that note,
yes,
let's do it.
What are we doing?
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
This is our bye-bye for now. Thank you guys for watching and listening to us.
Like, subscribe, and share.
Of course. And stay tuned for more ice style, because it's the Olympics.
Bye.
The Fashion Daddies is created and hosted by David Paul and Nick Varios. It's produced, edited, sound mixed, and scenic designed by David Paul. I'm just here to entertain.